A couple of large earthquakes have happened. One a 7.4, and keep in mind they can change over time. The intensity as more data comes in. Started off as a 6.9, I think. May have went up to a 7.6. They dropped back to a 7.4, and it could change as more data comes in. Anyway, another 6.6 came in. I felt here in Cebu City, 200 miles away, about 400 kilometers. I felt two of them. Just slight shaking in my condominium here in Cebu City. Fortunately, I haven't heard of many deaths. I've only heard of one death so far, and as bad as that is, and not nearly as much damage as you would expect. But more information should be coming in the coming days. Do you have a go bag ready in case of emergencies like this, or typhoons, or who knows what else? Anyway, in this video, I've got a couple more short videos of how people reacted, different parts of that area. I'm also going to give you what extra details I have about earthquakes in the Philippines and how often they happen, where they generally happen. There are some areas where they happen much more often. This is not that uncommon. Something this large is that uncommon, but it's not that uncommon to have earthquakes in that part of the Philippines. In fact, much of the Philippines. But there are some areas that are safer than others, earthquake-wise and typhoon-wise. Get into a little bit of that detail. I felt one. I think it was at about 10:40 p.m. and I was laying in bed, and I felt kind of rocking motion, and I felt another one at 4 a.m. this morning, Sunday morning. My girlfriend even said, "Did you feel that?" And so we were both awake. Whether it woke us up or we were already awake, not sure. Right now we are looking at volcanoes and earthquakes, their website. They also have really good app on for your phone, for your Android or your Apple phone. You might check that out, and probably even better than the website app. Anyway, we're over here in the Philippines, and anyway, we're over here in the Philippines, and they have had many earthquakes in the last day plus. Anyway, this is there again, volcanoesandearthquakes.com. And I'm going to go up here. I'm going to turn off volcanoes. So I'm going to hide volcanoes, and then I have quakes up here in the upper left, and they will be open. So you can see the quakes, got quite a few going on over here in Central America. I'm going to, also a little later, I'm going to tell you about a site, a guy that does some pretty good earthquake forecasting, and he even has information on how you can do it. Pretty interesting. You can kind of watch the same size earthquakes go around the world. Sometimes there's a way of telling whether they will go up a degree in intensity or step down. Originally there was a tsunami warning for here and even up in Japan, and they canceled that. That first one was a 7. This is another reason why you should be prepared anywhere in the world. Just a swarm of them, and I'm up here in Cebu City, so I am quite a ways. Cebu City up here. I'll talk about where they've felt it and how much as well. Bohol is here, and then you have the large island of Mindanao. It's not unusual. You've got the Philippine Trench, I think it's called out here, where you go from shallower water down to very deep, where the plates connect, and you can see, look at all these earthquakes here and just in the last day or two. Just a huge swarm of them. And I don't know if how many of those would be called aftershocks. I just found an article that said that at least one, a 6.6, was not part of this earthquake. It was a separate earthquake, and I suspect there are several others in the 5-6 range that were separate also because of the distance. But they've had over 1,600 aftershocks Just amazing amount of movement going on down there. And here's another video of the people.
Oh my God! Oh my God, Jesus name! Oh my God!
So we got a whole lot of shaking going on down here in this general area, 5.4. You have Davao City down this region down here. And Tagum, I know a couple of expats that live in this Tagum area. Not so far out of the large Davao City. Basically is about the same size population-wise as Cebu City. And you've got you have Siargao Island up here. It's world famous, I believe, for its surfboarding up here. You get some pretty big waves come in here. I have been to Siargao City up here. Interesting place. Before I forget, Dutch Sense is the name of the channel on YouTube, and he does some pretty interesting earthquake forecasting, and he'll even show you how to do it. He'll tell you how he goes about it, and pretty interesting. Worth checking out his site. It seems there are people who don't like what he does for some reason, and they're doing their best to shut down his 3 different types of internet, I guess, what I heard. Still waiting to get pictures and a lot of other information about any damage that's happened there. That's one picture of a property that was damaged. Oftentimes, there are the better places to find information that's laid out in a more understandable way rather than reading a news article is to come to a site like this called worlddata.info. Then it's /Asia/Philippines/earthquakes. And most recent events, it lays it out in pretty easy to understand terms here. Shows the spot on the map. And someday in the coming month or so, I will do another special video about earthquakes in the Philippines. But this is earthquakes in the Philippines since 1950, before I was born. And you can see they're spread out quite a bit, but not everywhere. There are areas that don't get a lot of earthquakes. This one right here, I think, was on Bohol Island. This is Cebu Island. If you can see that little longer island, I live in Cebu City right there. In 2013, they had a large one just off of Bohol, and there was just minor damage to a few places in the Cebu City metropolitan area, but they definitely felt it. Bacolod over here, something close there, but pretty much Negros Island here doesn't show up much, and you have Panay Island over here, and you've got something up here, looks like it's over there close to Boracay area. So that's it for now. Stay safe out there, everybody, wherever you are, whatever you're dealing with in this world. You know, if the aliens were looking down from their spaceship on Earth, they might come to the conclusion it's a very uninhabitable place to live and go on and find a better place. But anyway, the Philippines, just like California, when I lived in California, I felt 3 different earthquakes, about the same size I felt here. Not just, you know, if I was moving around, probably wouldn't have felt them. But I was laying down or sitting in a chair, and because I was motionless, I felt them. Same thing here. If I was moving around here, probably would not have felt them. Living has lots of risks, but the alternative is not very appealing. So stay safe out there, but enjoy life. Don't hide away someplace. Go out and enjoy life, but understand your risks. And safe travels. We'll see you next time.